What's going on, everybody? Doc from Average Gamer Guys back yet again into some more PUBG action, and I know I'm a little late with this one, but I wanted to do this video because PUBG just kind of continues to get better and better. Last Friday we had an update that went live, pretty big, pretty good update that honestly for me streamlined the game a whole ton. I instantly noticed it when I popped in. I think I picked up and played a match or two, I think Saturday after the update, or maybe Friday night after it went live, and I just instantly could tell the difference. It just felt smoother. I was getting more kills, which is always a good thing, and I attributed that honestly to the fact that we got an update with a lot of quality just improvements, a lot of bug fixes, a lot of stuff like that. So in this video today, we're just going to kind of talk through it. I'll link the post, the patch notes down below. Again, I've been really impressed. I've really enjoyed this game. It obviously has its issues. It still has its issues. But I've been really impressed with this game as far as the kind of the constant focus and the constant updates. I don't feel like we go very long at all between an update, between some type of fixes, balances, anything that they're doing to try to improve the quality of the game. So I'm really looking forward to that, really excited about it, and yeah, it just feels good. So we're going to jump right into this. I've got some gameplay clips of the new update running live on my Xbox One X, and just some gameplay in the background. So enjoy it. It's kind of my best of the last couple days compilation, just knocking out some kills, and overall, just having some fun with the game. So let's jump right into it. So again, the first thing that's pretty cool about the community manager is they're fully aware of a lot of the issues that are going on, and they're just appreciative of the patience, and they call it perseverance over the last couple of weeks working through the challenges. Again, I can understand a port over from the PC. It's not streamlined, it's not perfect, it's not going to be perfect. So there's a lot of stuff that they've done, and I think honestly a lot of feedback, positive and negative, has really helped them kind of optimize the game for Xbox. Obviously there's things that I'd still like to see, such as like mapping buttons and things like that, but hopefully we're getting there, especially as the game starts to get better frame rate, starts to get just more synchronized. Honestly, with the newest update, I have not seen a whole lot of problems with like the stuttering, and even like the vehicles feel a lot better. There's still some issues with shooting from vehicles, but for the most part, they've really kind of focused on, I feel like, the major things for the most part. So again, patch went live last Friday. I honestly don't know how big it is, or big it was, just for the sole fact that it downloaded in the background for me. Thank heavens, finally once. But this is kind of what they talked about. So gameplay, they introduced multiple pre-match starting locations, which was done in order to optimize both server and game client performance. Now, I read an article, interestingly enough, that talked about this, that said, the pull on the servers and the game client and everything else, with 100 people spawning into the same location on that island with the weapons, was honestly a big cause for some of the stuttering at the beginning of the game. I didn't really comprehend that. Again, I'm not super technologically savvy, but honestly it does make sense when you're trying to pack all those people into that small of an area and spawn into one location. So I thought that was kind of interesting, and definitely one of those things that it makes sense that they did that. Weapons were removed. Again, I did mention that, but that was part of that whole pre-match starting location. Game DVR is now supported for automatic recording of gameplay highlights. That's pretty cool. It can be enabled in the options and settings menu. Honestly, I haven't done this, but I've heard people were turning it off beforehand and doing different things like that because it wasn't really working well with the game. Seems like it's doing well now. They're continuing to listen to vehicle feedback. They have lowered, and this is probably the most important thing, they've lowered the damage taken from objects through the world, such as rocks, trees, and uneven terrain. This was one that was just like, it was laughable, to be honest with you. It was laughable how much small bumps were hitting you and taking out chunks of your life and damage, and honestly just really, really dumb, to be honest with you. So I tell you now, it feels really good. There are some instances where I still feel like you're either taking damage or actually should be taking damage and aren't. But honestly, I'm okay with that change. And for the most part, again, there's no silly like running over a real small bump that you can't even see on the map and taking a quarter of your health. like it was doing before. So they've really done a good job here. I think they really listened in that aspect, so I'm really happy about that. They adjusted the sound effects for both water and the red zone bombing. If you're not familiar, if you get in a boat, you used to get in a boat and it would just honestly like sound like there was an mini explosion going off when you would like, I guess, hit a wave. I'm not really sure, or even like it actually sounded kind of like you were firing. So hopefully that it sounds like that's been fixed. And then red zone bombing, honestly, I never really had too much of an issue, I guess, with the sound, but seems like it needed a modification. Party matchmaking is now influenced by the player's MMR. So this is really interesting. So you're more inclined to play with people that are closer to your MMR, and I didn't even really consider this, but I guess there is an MMR associated with you, your rank, and what skill level you're at. So that's actually really good and kind of neat. So that way, if you play with somebody that's super good, and you've got a team of people that are not so good, at least it'll balance out a little bit, and those guys might stand a little bit of a chance. Lastly, for the gameplay, they've adjusted long-range blood VFX back to the original colors. Couldn't tell you what the original ones were, but hopefully that's an improvement. They have some UI and UX improvements. They improved the visibility of squad member colors, yellow, orange, blue, and green. I will tell you that's been pretty helpful, especially playing squads. Players can use the right thumbstick to rotate their character model during customization. Cool. When customizing your character, you can use the D-pad to help switch between menus. Neat. And then preview supported when customizing appearance or creating a new character. Pretty cool. Items, they updated the design of the energy drink. Much needed. The old one was terrible. Just kidding. I don't think anybody really noticed that, but I did notice it was different. It actually kind of looks more like a beer can. Bug fixes, again, they fixed water sound effects, red zone disappearing immediately after it started. That was an interesting one that I did see from time to time. Fixed random character teleportation following initial landing. Obviously very good, so that way you're not coming in and then all of a sudden landing 100 feet later or seeing somebody else do it. Fixed an issue where some doors could not be entered despite appearing open. Didn't run into that, but glad that's fixed. Fixed an issue of recovery and boost items not being able to be used when underwater. So I didn't realize that was a capability, but now you know. Fixed the character animations when transitioning from jump prone to standing. Fixed unexpected character death caused by falling while moving. Very much necessary, because I've had a few instances of that. So glad to see that they took care of that. Fixed areas of fencing where specific sides could not be penetrated by bullets. Also very interesting. Fixed buildings with missing stairs. Shouldn't have missing stairs in your building. Fixed bug which caused objects to float in the air. Fixed areas of terrain which were causing player characters to become stuck. Obviously very good. Still kind of an issue, but it seems like they're kind of chipping away at that, so that's really good. They fixed an issue which prevented team members from being displayed following acceptance of an invite. Definitely ran into some issues with that. They fixed an issue of revive being canceled unintentionally. Also ran into that from time to time, so really good. That's obviously really frustrating, especially if you're in the middle of a firefight. Fixed hand animations when reloading and shooting the car 98 in prone position. Fixed the issue limiting peak parachuting speed in FPP mode, and then fixed character animations when moving from prone to entering a vehicle. So obviously a lot of bug fixes, a good chunk there, and honestly a lot of ones that honestly were really needed. So glad to see that they're taking a look, and that I know that's just a small portion of the ones they want to take care of, but a good list that we got going here. We have some optimization and some stability. So optimized some textures and some landscapes and buildings to improve the performance, and then fixed a crash occurring when HDR was enabled. Fixed a frozen character issue when reconnecting following a crash. Fixed a crash occurring when the player opened their inventory, and fixed a crash occurring when the spectated player was using a scope. I don't know if I necessarily got a crash, but there were definitely some issues with swapping characters if you were spectating and you were in a squad and stuff like that. So good that they're taking a look at some of those. Localization, they added some languages and some things like that. And they have a couple of known issues. The B button incorrectly displayed to cut parachute cable. This instead should be X, and then when viewing the map, the X, Y, and B buttons are fully functional. Please be aware that this can cause you to exit the plane or vehicle whilst in motion. Please only use the map button to return to gameplay until this is resolved. So this is actually something that I've run into, and it took me a couple of times of it happening to me. But I realized it was happening because I would bring up the map, and then I would hit B, and all of a sudden I'd be jumping out of the plane. And so that's a good one that they know and realize is occurring, and hopefully are again working on to fix. So that's the complete entire roll up. I tried to get through it as quick as I can, and I realize we're at about 10 minutes at this point already. So I'm going to kind of wrap this up, but like I said, the game feels really good. Still a lot of things to go through, but we've got patch notes number 9. So that just goes to tell you from this game releasing, you know, we're getting pretty consistent every week, every other week, some type of bug fix, some type of update, and definitely this version, as it should be, always feels way more optimized than the last. So really looking forward to continue see what this game is able to do, and really looking forward to continue to get some time into it. And now that I'm starting to rack up some kills, hopefully going to get some good gameplay out there for you as well. So Doc from Average Gamer, guys, hopefully this was helpful to you. If you are new to the channel, please do make sure to subscribe, like, follow, do all that great stuff. Throw a comment down below if it was helpful for you, because it just helps us, it helps the channel, and we really do appreciate it. We're kind of on that strive for you know, that 1,000 subscriber mark. We're steadily making progress, and really appreciate everybody that's been here. And if you're new, for you guys checking out the video and subscribing to the channel, like I said, helps us out. So Doc from Average Gamer, guys, thanks for watching. We'll be back with more PUBG, Rocket League, whatever we happen to be playing, and we'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.